Welcome to the City of San Jose Civics Masterclass, Module 1, Government 101. This course is designed to enable and empower everyday residents to engage with their local government, where the decisions made by their local government can be felt most immediately in their daily lives. Regardless of your background, this course will provide you with the foundational skills and basic knowledge on how to navigate the process of civic participation in the City of San Jose. In this module, we will cover 5 learning objectives. Number 1, civic participation and why it's important. Number 2, the basics of the U.S. Constitution. Then we're going to go over the basic forms of government within the United States. Number 3, the federal. Number 4, the state. And number 5, local government, structures of the City of San Jose. Section 1, Civic Participation. In order to understand the role of civic participation, we will look to the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. The First Amendment is one of the most important and well known amendments as it guarantees some of the most fundamental rights of an American citizen. It reads, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free expression thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people to peacefully assemble and to petition the government for the redress of grievances. This amendment contains 5 distinct clauses. Specifically, the First Amendment guarantees the following. Number 1, freedom of religion. This clause prevents the government from creating an official religion or favoring one religion over another, such as prohibiting the free exercise of religion. And what this essentially translates to is that the government cannot require citizens to follow a particular religion, nor can it prevent people from practicing their own religious beliefs. This means that individuals have the right to worship as they choose or not to worship at all without fear of government persecution. This second clause is freedom of speech. Individuals have the right to express their opinions and ideas without fear of censorship, retaliation, or government interference. Freedom of speech means that you have the right to express your thoughts, ideas, and beliefs without the government or others stopping you. This includes speaking, writing, creating art, and peacefully protesting. However, this right is not an absolute and can be limited if it causes harm to others or is a threat to public safety. The third clause, freedom of the press. Freedom of the press refers to the right of media outlets such as newspapers, televisions, and online news sources to publish and report information without government censorship or interference. This enables people to have access to a wide range of information and perspectives, which is essential for a healthy democracy. Clause number 4, the right of the people to peacefully assemble. Individuals have a right to gather together in public or private spaces for peaceful purposes. The freedom to peacefully assemble allows individuals to voice their concerns and demand change from those in power. Peaceful protests and demonstrations have been instrumental in promoting social and political change throughout history. Lastly, the fifth clause, the right to petition government. Individuals have the right to request changes in government policy or action by submitting petitions or other forms of communication. Petitioning the government can take many forms, such as writing a letter to a government official, attending a public hearing to give public comment, organizing a protest, or filing a lawsuit. The purpose of petitioning government is to hold those in power accountable and to demand action to address issues of concern. This right is important because it allows citizens to participate in the political process and make their voices heard. These rights are essential components of a democratic society and are foundational to the American way of life, and are also further expanded and protected in the state of California in Article 1, Section 3A of the California Constitution. The people have the right to instruct their representatives, petition government for redress or grievances, and assemble freely to consult for the common good. However, California is unique. The people have the right to instruct their representatives. This right, the right to instruct representatives, is a form of direct democracy that allows citizens to communicate their opinions and preferences to their elected officials and direct them on how to vote on particular issues. Examples of this right in action include 1, organizing grassroots campaigns to lobby legislators on specific issues such as climate, housing, healthcare, etc. Number two, participating in public hearings and town hall forums to voice concerns and opinions to their elected officials. Number three, using social media or other online platforms to communicate with representatives and share information with other community members. The right to instruct representatives is a fundamental aspect of civic engagement and participation in the state of California, as it empowers people to actively participate in the democratic process and influence the policies and decisions that impact their daily lives. By participating in local government, individuals can come together to create positive change in their communities and work towards a better future for everyone. So, what does civic participation look like when we're practicing these laws in real life? Here are four main ways that people can participate. Number one, watching a public meeting. Regardless of your background, anyone can attend and watch a city council meeting. In the city of San Jose, council meetings are held every Tuesday starting at 1:30 p.m., except for the month of July where council is on break. Please check the city calendar at www.sanjoseca.gov. That's www.sanjoseca.gov for the most up to date information. Number two, using your voice. Anyone can call, write, or email their local elected council member. Additionally, anybody is able to attend a public meeting in person and make public comment. Number three, voting. Eligible voters can vote for their local representatives, i.e., council members, the mayor, or measures proposed by the City of San Jose during their regularly scheduled elections, such as presidential or gubernatorial elections, and also special elections. Lastly, number four, direct engagement. Anyone living in the city of San Jose may attend or apply to serve on the city board, commission, or committee. Some commissions do have requirements for a number of years lived in the city before one can serve. To learn more, please visit www.sanjoseca.gov. There are several boards and commissions, and you can learn more about each of these specific requirements for each board, commission, or committee at the city website at www.sanjoseca.gov. Section 2, the United States Constitution. The U.S. Constitution is the most important law of the United States. It was signed on September 17, 1787, and explains how our government should work and protects our basic rights as citizens. It is made up of a few parts, including the preamble, which explains why the Constitution was written, and 7 articles, which explains how the government should be set up and how it should work. The Constitution also includes the Bill of Rights, which is made up of the first 10 amendments. These amendments are like a list of promises that the government makes to the people, and they guarantee important things like freedom of speech, religion, and the press, as well as fair treatment under the law. Section 3, the United States Government. The Constitution is the supreme law of the United States, and it outlines the framework of the federal government, as well as the rights and freedoms of U.S. citizens. The Constitution also establishes the powers and limitations of the 3 branches of the federal government: the legislative, executive, and judicial branches. The legislative branch creates the laws. The legislative branch is comprised of 2 separate but equal chambers, the Senate and the House of Representatives. The House has several powers assigned exclusively to it, including the power to initiate revenue bills, impeach federal officials, and elect the president in the case of an electoral college tie. The Senate has the sole power to confirm those of the president's appointments that require consent, and to provide advice and to consent to ratify treaties. There are, however, 2 exceptions to this rule. The House must also approve appointments to the vice presidency and any treaty that involves foreign trade. Before a bill becomes a law, it must be approved by both the House of Representatives and the Senate and then signed by the president. While the Constitution provides the basic principles for the government, the legislative branch is responsible for creating laws that further define and clarify these principles. These laws are made in accordance with the Constitution and must not conflict with its provisions. The judicial branch interprets the law. Interpreting laws mean determining the meaning and application of the law in specific situations. This involves analyzing the language of the law, considering its legislative history and intent, and reviewing relevant legal precedents. By interpreting the law, the judicial branch helps to ensure that it is applied consistently and fairly across all cases and that it remains in line with the values and principles set forth in the Constitution. Additionally, the judicial branch may also have the authority to strike down laws that are deemed unconstitutional or that conflict with other laws and legal principles. The executive branch enforces the law and manages the day to day operations of the federal government. In addition to enforcing laws and managing the federal government, the executive branch has a number of other powers and responsibilities. These include the power to negotiate treaties with foreign governments, to appoint federal judges and officials, to grant pardons and reprieves, and to serve as commander in chief of the U.S. military. The executive branch also plays an important role in legislative process, as the president has the power to veto bills passed by Congress, although Congress can override the veto with a two-thirds vote of both the House of Representatives and the Senate. Together, the three branches of the U.S. government, the legislative, executive, and judicial branches, are designed to work together in a system of checks and balances. Section 4, State Governments. Each state has its own constitution, which serves as the supreme law of the state and provides a framework for the state's government operations and the protection of individual rights. Individual state constitutions are free to provide additional rights and protections for their citizens, but they may not infringe upon the rights protected by the federal constitution or violate the principles established by the U.S. Constitution. The California state government also has its own executive branch, its legislative branch, and judicial branch, and operates similarly to the federal government. Section 5, the City of San Jose. The City of San Jose's form of government is a council manager form of government. In a council manager form of government, the city council consists of individuals who are elected by residents of San Jose to represent their interests and to make policy decisions on their behalf. The mayor is a member of this council with equal voting power. The city council members are responsible for setting the overall direction and priorities of the city, enacting ordinances and resolutions, adopting the city budget, and representing their interests of their constituents. City council members may also establish committees or commissions to address specific topics or areas of concern. The City Council, as a collective body, appoints a city manager to oversee the day to day operations of the city. The city manager is a professional administrator hired based on their qualifications and experience in managing municipal affairs. The city manager serves as a chief administrative officer of the city, working under the direction of council. There are four guiding principles for the council, consisting of documents and actions council can take. The first is the city charter. The city charter is like a city constitution for the city of San Jose. It establishes the framework for the city government, including the powers and duties of elected officials, such as our form of government mentioned in the previous slide, the organization of the city departments, the process for enacting laws and regulations, and the city charter can only be amended by a vote of the people of San Jose. After the city charter, our city constitution, which is the highest document governing our city, comes the municipal code, or also known as ordinances. Ordinances are council actions that adopt laws, authorize expenditures, and determine land use. Council can adopt an ordinance during any regular meeting by a majority vote, with the exception of emergency ordinances and tax appropriation ordinances. All ordinances must have at least two readings at two separate city council meetings. Those ordinances do not become effective until 30 days after council adoption at a second meeting. Ordinances are subject to voter referendum. Depending on the ordinances, they can accompany fines and fees for people who break these ordinances. Council resolutions are formalized council actions and are filed by number in the office of the city clerk. Resolutions generally become effective immediately upon adoption, which is majority vote of the council. Examples of resolutions could be ceremonial items like adopting an official holiday for the city or making a specific declaration that don't necessarily come with fees and fines and other legally more binding elements, such as in the municipal code and ordinances. Lastly, we have motions. Motions are the least formal of council actions and can be used to adopt council policy or procedures. It is the most common council action for dealing with an agenda item. In summary, the city charter establishes the framework for the city government. It is the highest governing document in our city. Then comes the municipal code, which provides the legal framework for regulating various aspects of city life. And then we have council and administrative policies providing guidance for cities' day to day operations, also known as the municipal code and ordinance codes. And then we have motions, which are the most common council action for dealing with an agenda item. Council also has the power to create various commissions or committees that work on addressing various topics. The City of San Jose has over 25 boards and commissions on various topics such as the Planning Commission, the Arts Commission, Youth Commission, etc. These commissions provide direct participation for residents to work with elected officials and city staff on specific issues impacting the city, their neighborhoods, or their communities. Boards and commissions are also sometimes referred to as committees or task force that are either advisory or decision making bodies comprised of community members living in San Jose appointed by the City Council. Some commissions are protected in the City Charter, but most are managed through the Ordinance Code. Additionally, most are permanent or standing, which means they operate throughout the year, and some are ad hoc, meaning they exist temporarily to address a certain issue. Each commission has its own set of requirements for residents for those who are interested in serving. Boards and commissions are a form of direct participation in local governance and the democratic process. It is a place where everyday residents can come together with their elected officials, city staff, and fellow community members to work together on issues impacting their community. Commission work typically involves the following, but are not limited to: Step 1, getting sworn in, to receive proper training on rules and resources, voting on bylaws, learning about past commission work, and to begin outlining their work plan for the new year. Number 2, commissions may also conduct study sessions to help inform their decisions. An example would be on the Parks and Recs Commission, bringing in a landscape architect to maybe speak about park designs. Number 3, once the study sessions are complete, commissions will hold public hearings and have discussions on next best steps. Lastly, step 4, commissions then work together to put forth a recommendation or report to council for them to accept or vote on. All boards and commission meetings are open to the public and are a great way for everyday residents to get to know and participate in specific areas of city business. There are generally two types of commissions. One, advisory bodies. Advisory bodies are commissions that cannot make their own decisions, they only advise council. Decision making bodies can make their own decisions. For example, the Board of Fair Campaign and Political Practices can make decisions regarding complaints filed for campaign violations, and they can assign fines. Their decisions can be appealed later by the council. Congratulations, you've completed Module 1, Government 101. Now that we've built an understanding of how the City of San Jose operates, we can move on to Module 2, Parliamentary Procedures. This is how public meetings are conducted and how to participate in them.